Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Critters, where we live stream every Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. For those that may be new and are not familiar with the work we do, my name is Laura Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. What we do is we provide in-person and online services to help people better understand animal behavior training and enrichment through the science of behavior known as applied behavior analysis. You can find out more about what we do on our website, theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. You can also contact me personally at my email at Laura, Lara, at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. So we help you improve the animal's quality of life through understanding the power of positive reinforcement training, modifying behavior, and enrichment. So, for the past two episodes, we have been focusing on. I forgot to show the rest of my slides. Oh well. We have been focusing on um, understanding animal enrichment, what it looks like, um, what behavior looks like when an animal's enriched, what behavior looks like when an animal needs enrichment. I talked about behavior concerns, little red flags, big red flags of concerns. And I also did a visual guide showing you um, the difference between the two, what I look for. And enrichment is how I entered this field of training, because studies show if you're actually using positive reinforcement training, it is the animal's preferred form of enrichment. I am here to tell you that is 110% correct. And that is why I train, because that is the preferred form of enrichment for a lot of animals. And I love to see animals thriving in their environment, no matter what their history, no matter what their species. So I decided today to do a Q&A and take your questions. Some of you have emailed me, and I will have to keep this one on time today because I'm getting ready to hop on a flight to help people know and do better through understanding the science of behavior. So good morning, everybody. This is the question, one of the questions I got last night, and I picked this question because, and you guys are more than welcome to ask me a question here, and I will address it as long as time avails. But I picked this question because I thought it was the one with the answer could make the biggest impact. And that question is, how do we know what kind of enrichment to give for a species of animal we are unfamiliar with? That is a fabulous question, and it's a loaded question, and it's one with a loaded answer. And I'm often presented with animals that I'm not familiar with. Um, and I don't need to I don't go into determining how to provide enrichment um, with understanding the species is great, but what I do is observe. Um, I hate for people to get stuck in the rut of just focusing on understanding the species. What we need to really focus on is understanding that individual animal in front of us. And part of that is understanding the species. So I would say do as much research carefully, because there's a lot, I would say there's more bad information out there than there is good. Um, and I've also been told there's information everywhere, and it's information overload. So reach out to your peers, ask, where do I go to find this information? So research carefully on the species of the animal, how it interacts in the wild, and in nature, what it's doing, why it's doing that, what is gained what does this animal gain from doing that behavior or behaviors? Because behavior isn't easy. If it was, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. I'd be bagging groceries at the local grocery store, which I always tell everybody is one of my dream jobs. It is. um, so see what they're doing and what their natural behavior is, why they do it, then observe this individual animal in front of you. If it's a group of animals, I would still observe each individual animal, what it's doing, what it's moving towards, what it's moving away from, what isn't it doing in front of you throughout the days that it does in nature. Um, and I am here to tell you I'm not a big fan of only providing natural enrichment. I am not, because when these animals are under human care for whatever reason, natural is not enough. And why I say that is based on my history of 20 plus years of doing this. When we have an animal under our care, that is usually if I'm talking about exotic animals, um, that is usually not natural. So when to that individual animal. So we have to go above and beyond just providing natural. I do provide natural enrichment, but it's not the only form of enrichment I provide. I provide a wide variety. And most importantly, I will design enrichment around that individual animal. So it's important to pay attention to the individual. And I'm going to use an example. Um, Stan, my parrot cichlid fish. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sheila, Heather, Ray, Stephanie, and everybody else on here. Um, I don't know jack about providing enrichment to a fish. Um, I know I do love training fish. I do love training aquatic animals. I do love training every species of animal. Um, but let me tell you, even though this is a fish, put that out of your mind. Just put it in your mind that this is an individual animal. I am focusing on Stan. I don't know anything about providing enrichment for fish, but I'm about to find out because I do have a little bit of concern with Stan right now. We found out Stan is a she, and she has laid 3 eggs several times in the past over a month. Not several, 3 times, but that's more than twice, so it's several. Um, is this a natural behavior? Is Stan sexually mature? Is this happen once they hit sexual immaturity? And my focus will come on, all right, this is a behavior that's happening quite a bit. What kind of impact can this have on her? I still call him him. What kind of impact can this have on him? And I'm looking at his tank and I was like, everybody keeps telling me how smart cichlids are. I'm here to tell you they're pretty damn smart. So you always hear me say as well, the more intelligent the animal, the harder it is to care for, the harder it is for us to keep, because the feeding and watering is easy. The veterinary care is easy as long as you have the money to pay for it, you have the finances to pay for it, and you have a qualified veterinarian. The hard part is where we come in, which is the observation, making sure they have what they need, making sure they have their care. What does care mean? It is so much more than just providing food and water. So if Stan is as intelligent as people are saying, and like I said, through training, I'm like, okay, he's catching on quick and he's doing all these behaviors. Yeah, he needs more in his tank than just some branches and some sand and some rocks and some things to swim through, and more than just my training. Because what is he doing? He's very engaged with me with training, and he begs for the training to start. Um, and I can tell that the reinforcer that he is wanting from the training is not only the food, the treats that I'm giving, but it's the touch, proximity, my interaction with him. So when I'm not training, I need to be providing him something else to do. So I'm going to get him foraging for his food, and I'm going to give him challenges and goals to reach and accomplish throughout the day. So with that being said, I hope that, well, watch my work. I'll start posting more of my work. I'm actively training Stan right now in our advanced membership. And I want to say as well, save the date for October 19th. I believe that's the date. It's a Sunday. It's a 2 upcoming Coffee with the Critters. I will be having on guest Emily Cassell. She is a trainer and she also owns her own animal training business as well. Her and I are going to be coming on and having a discussion for a half hour on a certain area of enrichment and its impacts on behavior. So save the date. That will be at 9:30, I believe, on October 19th. And with that being said, I'm gonna have to run because I got a flight to catch. If you want more of what diving deep into animal behavior training and enrichment through the science of behavior, take a look at our memberships. They're very active. I'm getting ready to record a podcast for the memberships next week, and then the week after that, we will have our Q&As. Take a look at our drop-in classes. Those are per topic, 1 hour. You can pick which topic you want and jump in on that discussion. And also take a look at our other services, but keep a close eye on the Sam I Can Foundation, our Facebook page. And if you saw the email we sent out last night, you're going to want to make sure, look down towards the bottom for my announcement with the Sam I Can Foundation and get on our email newsletter list. That's how you won't miss anything. With that being said, I will see you guys very soon. I'll be very active online and I am getting ready to take off and I will bring you back more information. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. I am so surprised I was able to do that in 15 minutes.